All right, welcome to this daily sidereal forecast for July 13th, Monday. My name is Athen. So we've got the new moon coming up on Wednesday here in Gemini, which will be new beginnings relating to communications, perhaps reflecting on that and putting energy into those things, correspondence, exchanging, the marketplace, siblings, all these things are seen from this energy of Gemini. But today, before we shift into that sign, which will be tomorrow, finishing up Taurus. And this is about the simple pleasures of life, the material life. And this was what the last lunar cycle was about. So perhaps even reflecting on what we learned about our values, over the past 30 days and even 60 days since we did have 2 new moons in this sign. But still finding that middle path nonetheless, of our senses, of connecting to Mother Earth, being grateful for what we have, being aware of that, and that'll be the middle path for the moon today. And it is the balsamic phase, in the balsamic phase, this is a time of, resting, relaxing, gearing up for these new beginnings, which are shaping up this week. So let's look at the transits, because we do have a lot of transits going on today. I'm going to break them down one by one and then sort of tie them all together. So first of all, the sun is going to be squaring up to Uranus. So here there's that erratic energy of Uranus wanting to break free, make some sudden changes, do some sudden things, say some sudden things, which is the sun in Gemini right now at the moment. So finding the even keel with that, the middle path, and not going to any extremes with the self-expression or communications and such. And with that, it can be a day of perhaps, expressing our true self, with that conscious attention there and really honoring who we are in that unique way and expressing that. But with this square, it does take that conscious energy to do so. Now, Venus is also squaring up to Saturn. This is going to go exact actually this evening for most of us and into tomorrow. So this is about, that patience. Saturn is that hard work, that discipline, and here with the ruler of Taurus, especially relating to those values. So this is the long-term energy, and I think just wanting to constructively work towards them and take it slow and patient and mature, even relating to relationships as well, which is another Venusian sort of energy. Then we're in flow with this transit because, that's what we want to do is we're in flow with them versus, fighting against them. Whereas if we get too extreme on either one of these, polar sides, if too much of just the simple enjoyment, we're not getting enough, of that disciplined energy done, and vice versa can become something that we need to bring back into harmony. So I think wanting to enjoy in a mature way, whether it's relationship or otherwise, I think will be a good way to work with the energies here for the next couple days with this transit. So those are the 2 squares, and they're definitely going to be the most predominant energies of the day. But with that being said, the sun is trining up to Chiron today, so there is some enjoyment to be had when we are connecting to the present moment and getting that rest and relaxation, which is so important in this balsamic phase. That's also emphasized by Mercury trining up to Neptune. So a lot of these spiritual things, whether it's relaxation, meditation, or what have you, having that observational awareness, that present moment awareness in what we're involved with, and taking it easy, taking it slow, will be very supportive with the astrology today. And I think we can even find a lot of that quite healing as well, which has been Chiron recently going into Pisces. So that being said, the moon is going to be forming some aspects. What's interesting is the aspect she's forming is actually an inverse of the transits that we have. For example, with the square from Uranus, the moon is actually supporting that Uranus energy. So there can be a nice liberation energy today when we are constructively working towards that, especially with our feelings. That's emphasized with the moon. A square up to Chiron does suggest perhaps some extra awareness of the feelings in terms of integrating them with the present moment and bringing that observational consciousness to them can be very constructive. And then the moon is going to be sextiling up to Venus and Jupiter, which can be, again, opportunities and openings to connect to those values and relationships when, again, we are coming from that patient, mature approach, which is, of course, Saturn. So all in all, today is certainly a day of patience. It's a day of reflection and going within in the balsamic phase and not going to any extremes, which is, of course, Uranus too. But again, speaking ourselves, being ourselves, and perhaps even enjoying those sensual pleasures, which is Taurus, but in that grounded way today, I think is going to be emphasized. So have a nice day, everyone. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.